get notifications when I upload new content or to see when I go live. What up, y'all? DCFAYGOGUY. It's October 1st. Time for a break. A Faygo break, even though I am sipping on sweet tea this month. Last month, I was actually sticking to the theme and drinking Faygo. I'm back to sweet tea. So how is everybody doing up in the chat? We got some early birds up in here. Creepy Head snuck in ahead of time to say have a nice Faygo. I will have a nice tea, but thank you for that. We got the chat pulled up early. I'm on point tonight. Absolutely on fucking point. So I think the normal thing that the YouTubers do that live stream is they point out that they have Super Chat available. I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to mention Patreon. I don't have one. I'm not going to mention PayPal because I'm not. And the last thing is, I do not have t-shirts available, although I would love to have some stickers made. So I'm working on that design, though, before I actually do it. Anyway, this is the Faygo Break. If you guys are new to this is number 6. If you are new to this, it's all about you guys. I'm kicking it with the chat. Any questions you have, any conversations you want to have, we're gonna hash it out in this next, I would say hour, but it could go longer. Who knows? I have no time restraints on the Faygo breaks. Again, they are for you guys. So that being said, the chat is, I see on the feed, I see it is going now. So let's get on and see what everybody's saying right now. Everybody is giving in their greetings, if you will. So I'm gonna try my damnedest to stay caught up with the chat. I cannot guarantee that. So it's just impossible for me to. I want to respond to every single person's comment. So don't really know why I'm drinking out of the straw. Probably just because it was there in my cup. So Megs brings over this drink earlier, this lime flavor. She's like, "Can you drink this? I don't like it." I'm like, I take a sip of it and I'm like, I don't like it either. She's like, "But you gotta drink it. I'd feel bad to waste it." So I fucking chugged it. That was nasty as fuck. Pizza. Where did the conversation of pizza come up?
Pizza sounds good.
Oh, dumpster babies eating pizza. It's not leftover pizza that somebody threw in the dumpster, is it? And you're smoking a bowl. Again, hopefully it's not somebody's crack pipe that got thrown in the dumpster with you. Excuse me. I see Coma Black up in here. What up, homie? Casey's Pizza. Is that a gas station? Because we have a gas station called Casey's.
They have their own pizza parlor.
Yeah, that's what I thought. So that's what I'm wondering. Is it the gas station Casey's, or is it like an actual?
No, it's like inside the gas station.
I know that, but what I'm saying is where they're at. Is it like an actual Casey's or not?
I'm telling you.
Okay. We got it then.
Make pizza. Okay, you want to split me on it?
You gonna make some pizza? I'll have your toppings. How about that? Megs is gonna go make pizza. Thanks, dumpster baby. I get a little treat, a little snack, if you will. Megs doesn't really care much for the cheese, and the sauce, so she usually picks that off, and I end up getting to eat it. So that's what's up, I guess. Kicking it in the STL, representing 435 Juggalos. Cool. Speaking of St. Louis, I absolutely need to drop the Headshot Louis reviews. Jesus, I'm procrastinating. I gotta do it. But the problem is, I've been on third shift now I just finished up my third week doing it. Get ready to start my fourth week. Absolutely fucking hate it, guys. I assumed it was gonna mean more content, as I would have to stay up later on my weekends, like this. Unfortunately, it's been quite the opposite. I fight off sleep. I'm so fucking tired when I get home during the week. I'm tired. I fight off sleep. That even making videos during the week. Let's see. What's one of the videos I did recently? I did one the other day. I don't remember the fucking topic of it now. But I fight off sleep, so it's hard for me to like get my thoughts 100% where I want and need them to be before I do the video. So it kind of fucking sucks. I haven't been doing videos very much because of it. So I know, Jake, by saying I'm not gonna mention super chat, I totally mentioned super chat. I know. I don't know. I watched two different live streams of CPNs and he pointed it out and he kind of at the end went blah 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 blah. And I know that's the new norm with live streaming is to mention the super chat, which I don't mention it very often. We did waste the twisted soda coma, but you can't deny that was pretty fucking sweet. How long have I been down? I have been a juggalo, full on repping it since 2002. I didn't know to call it that. Like when I first started listening to ICP, like all I really scribbled on my folders and shit at school was ICP. It didn't click for whatever reason. It didn't click that was the name of the fans until 2007. Like I didn't fully realize that until I read Behind the Paint, which was then when I discovered who Twisted was, what Dark Lotus was, and everything else in the Juggalo world. It was all there. Everything was there. It just wasn't clicking. Like I remember listening to Boondocks in 2006. And I knew then that was a new artist on Psychopathic Records, but it didn't really fully click that Psychopathic Records had more than just ICP. It's weird. It was I totally like plain over my head fucking missed all of it. Didn't even click. So pure ignorance, I guess, and stupidity on my part. But I've been down since 2002, so for 15 years now. And I say 15 years, but ICP's been in my life for 20. I just can't claim 20 because I didn't like ICP those first 5 years. I honestly I didn't like it. Like my sister would listen to it and I'd be playing Mario, which actually now because of that, whenever I play Mario 64, I think back to the times of them listening to Riddlebox. As a kid, I didn't care for it, which my sister was only 2-3 years older than me, so technically she was a kid, but I don't know, we had different things going on in our lives at that time, so let's see. Orange pineapple and cotton candy equals bubblegum. That's very interesting to know. If Jonathan could make a Faygo flavor, it would be graham cracker. That actually sounds delicious. Where did I get the Malenko shirt? I got the Malenko shirt off Hatchet Gear last fall? Or did I get it last summer? I don't even remember. I got it sometime last year when it was still Hatchet Gear, and they actually had a lot of merchandise. A decent amount of merchandise, I'll say that. I'm very disappointed with the new Psychopathic merch website. It's not what I was expecting. I was expecting more inventory and all sizes. It's not been the case. I'm super pissed because there's some t-shirts on there right now and the biggest size they have is 3X. I'm pissed about that. I can wear them, but they're tight. This right here is a 5X. This fits nice on me. I've got broad shoulders and everything like that. So I don't like wearing 3Xs mainly because, I got man titties and it gets tight in here. It gets tight up here and I just don't like it. Have I been to Cleveland? No, I haven't. The furthest into Ohio I've traveled, and this is weird because my hometown is Parker City, Indiana, okay? It literally is like a 20 to 30-minute drive to the Ohio border. The furthest I had ever been for the longest time was Union City, Ohio, which is right on, it borders Indiana and Ohio. And most recently, since then, I've extended it out going to the gathering. Gathering 17 was the first time I actually really traveled into Ohio. Like full on crossed that fucking border and went into the goddamn Ohio Valley and shit. So I've not been to Cleveland. I've been through Columbus. I've been through Dayton. And I've been to Thornville. Not even technically Thornville because that was just on the outskirts. Oh, I have been to Toledo. When we went to Detroit this past spring, we did go through Toledo. So I've been to there as well. Juggalo Conku, that's why you look so tired in all your vids. You always do that. Do them late at night. I was more of a middle of the day kind of vlogger, I guess you could say. Late evening. Or early evening, late afternoon. So I've had to like do my videos either in the morning or late at night like this. And when I'm tired, I just cannot. I've tried. There was a video I was going to make talking about the march. You know, whether I was going to drop my 2 cents on whether the march was successful or not. And I couldn't even get my thoughts out right. So I said, fuck it altogether and did a completely different video. Which, I don't even know what video that was. God damn. I might have to pull up and actually go look at some of these older videos. Or recent videos, not older. Let's see. Scottish Misfit, down since 96 or 7. Damn! Hell yeah, man. Let's see, Jake has been down since 2005, but ICP has been a part of his life since 2001. That's the shit. It is not Meg's shirt, it's my shirt. She's constantly stealing my shit. Aaron Rowe has been down since 99. That's the shit. Nobody man made it. He did. 801, I recognize that area code just from my time in Utah, which I know nobody man said he lived in Utah, or lives in Utah, but I recognize that area code. Although my time living in Utah, I was such a little kid, punching in a phone number was not something I did very, very often at all. So... I guess growing up with smokers, I'm kind of used to, you know.
Yeah, but I've got those black spots on my left eye.
Yeah. Do I not have a picture? Or do you just have it paused?
It's too much to type, but I got black spots on my eyes, and that's what irritates it.
Okay. Yeah, Meg's has black spots on her eyes, and the smoke irritates it. So.
Like chlorine irritates it.
Like chlorine. If you spoke up, they might even just hear you.
Just chlorine, smoke, that kind of stuff.
Yeah, different things irritate her eyes. That's one of them. Sugar Bear, what's your question? Yo, X-Man, I'm doing good. How are you doing? Very tired. Last night, okay, I worked Friday night, so I go in at 9 p.m. I get off at 6 a.m. So on Saturday morning at 6 a.m., Megs and I went over to her dad's, got in his truck, traveled to Lafayette, Indiana. You can see the video of what we went and did on her channel. The link to her channel is in the description. It was, what was it called again? Hunter's what?
The Hunter's Moon.
The Hunter's Moon. It's,
Native American and Colonial Festival of 1717.
I hope you guys heard that. It's a colonial festival, Native American festival of the 1700s. Late 1700s.
1717.
1717. That's nowhere near the late 1700s. It was pretty cool. But anyway, we got back from that. I stayed up for a little bit longer. About 3:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I went ahead, laid down, and next thing I know, I woke up at 4 o'clock in the morning. So I slept for 13 hours last night. Insanity. I must have. I have been to one gathering. That was last year's gathering. Gathering 17. What up, Phil T? Yes, Orange. I plan on fully talking about all three versions of Medicine Bag. I have them all. And I was actually just listening to Medicine Bag the other night, and God, I love that album. We'll get into that in a couple weeks, though. If I'm in Dayton, Ohio, the only time I was there was to drive through to go to the gathering. So if I ever visit, I'd probably hit you up. Hell, maybe if they take the gathering back to Legend Valley, like I'm hoping, may just stop at your place and crash on the road. I'm kidding. So, Sugar Bear's question. I hit Attack of the Ninjas. The after party Blaze performed. He pointed at the homies smoking bags for literally 30 seconds, and the security came and took their shit. Was he snitching or showing love? Based off of what I've heard Monoxide say, how they typically point into the crowd to alert security of things going on to keep their eyes on it, I think that would fall under the category of snitching. I don't know, though. I don't know. I wasn't there to see the the context of what happened or how it happened. He might have been. He might have been showing love. I can't say. I don't know. Since re-release of Malenko, which the Malenko show was great, by the way. Sweet. I'm excited for that. We are officially less than 5 weeks away from it, so I'm excited. I would love to go to it VIP, but it's just not going to be 100% possible right now. As of this moment right now, it's not going to happen. But who knows? We got less than 5 weeks. We got a little more than 4 weeks. A lot can happen. Carnival of Carnage is me and my mom's #1 favorite album. I'm gonna be 100% honest with you. It's my least favorite Joker's card, but it is a good album. It's one of the ones where you know they're still learning and building their flow and everything. So I have not seen the new It, and I haven't even seen the original one. Still, I'm trying to find it. I can't seem to find it at our video store. I'm hoping with the new one coming out, they'll get it, or I'm hoping that Netflix will add it. That way I can see it. I'd like to see it before I see it. Yeah, I'd like to see it before I see it. I'd like to see the old one before I see the new one. That was fun. Let's see. That experience never sat well with me, and I can't even listen to Blaze's music the same now. Yeah, I don't know how to. I don't know what to tell you about that situation. I actually Wednesday or Thursday night was the first time I listened to any M&E releases in a while. I listened to Young Wicked's newest. I listened to ROC's, and I listened to. That was it. I didn't listen to anything else. Just those two. But I haven't been listening to M&E as much anymore. And I definitely haven't been listening to Twisted as much. What up, John? That was a great gathering to go to, but I hope you make it next year. I hope I make it next year too. Well, see, the reason we went to last year's is when they announced it, I told Megs, I said, if we're only going to go to one ever in our life, that has to be it. On the same hand, now that I'm saying, if I'm going to do VIP only one time, this tour has to be it. It's too perfect, so I don't know if it'll happen. It'd be cool. And then John Lur, I think is how you pronounce the last name, said,
Did you pronounce that right?
I don't think I pronounced that anywhere close to what it was, but that's how I translated it. Anyone else notice there's 2 dates for Indy listed, October 27th and October 30th? Anyone know what's up with that? Pizza's ready?
And pizza pockets.
Ooh. And pizza rolls. I did notice that there are 2 dates. The first date that was announced was October 30th. Next thing I know, they re-announced it as October 27th. So 27th, I believe, is the actual date. But the other thing I'm getting confused about now, and it's not for the Great Malenko Tour, it's for Kung Fu Vampires Tour. He was slated to hit Indianapolis, I think the 14th of October at the Emerson Theater in Indianapolis. For whatever reason, the venue in Kokomo, Indiana, Front Row Live, added the event for that same show that same night, but in Kokomo instead of Indianapolis. So I'm totally confused with that one. I don't know what the fuck's going on with that show. But if they move it to Kokomo, there's a higher chance I could go to that Kung Fu Vampire show. If it's going to be in India, then I'm not going to be able to make it. But if it is moved to Kokomo, I could probably hit the Kung Fu Vampire show. I loved it. It was great. Kung Fu Vampires is the shit. Sugar Bear, nobody, man, I'm with you. Fuck MNE. All about the money. All about that bass, no trouble. Yeah, okay, so Meg's covered the whole date switching. Do I remember what I was doing? Where you were during the Jekyll Brothers era? Let's see, that's 99. So let's see. In 99, we had just moved back to Parker City from Utah. That spring, in April, is when we moved. So let's see, Jekyll Brothers came out, what, August that year? So in August, I was just starting my 6th grade year in elementary school. Slowly but surely getting into Dragon Ball Z and playing Pokemon. that was me in 1999 in the Jekyll Brothers era, showing absolutely no interest in ICP at that time. So, and I believe at that time my sister didn't even know about Jekyll Brothers, because that was at that point in time everything she heard from ICP came from somebody else. You know, hey, you like ICP? Here's this CD. That was how we got our hookups from other people. You know, hey, this is their new album. Oh, hey, have you heard this? So I believe many months after Jekyll Brothers came out, like sometime in 2000, was probably when my sister got that CD from somebody. And by the time she got it, it was scratched up. So sometimes if the songs would play, it was iffy. Juggalo Konku. I hope they add another leg on the tour. I do too, just for the folks that aren't able to make it out. I see Shanzi's in the chat. We're trying to talk him into coming up to Indy, kicking it with us again because we had a great time back in May. But he has to be a responsible adult and go to work. But I have a feeling, like, there's just something about Shanzi. He just doesn't look right. Like, I think he's sick. So I'm pretty sure on October 27th, he's going to be ill and unable to go to work. So Jake. Well, if you did VIP, you'd have to get Megs too. Can't leave your woman out. That's one of the dilemmas I had. Was if I go VIP, I would feel guilty as fuck if she didn't go VIP, which we actually just talked about that today, so it's funny that you're bringing that up. So,
What's your?
oh, just your toppings.
Jump this over there and share with me?
Sure, but I only want your toppings. Yes. I seen that R.A. the Rugged Man had joined the Malenko tour.
It would be a DC hangout if you weren't eating.
Not true. I don't eat very often. Oh, I'll definitely eat some of these. Oh, those are hot.
Came out of the oven, bro.
You didn't tell me that, dude.
What did you think I went to the kitchen for?
To get the pizza. I didn't realize they were that fucking hot and fresh. I know, dude, Phil. I've had lots of people ask me and tell me, how the fuck have I not seen the original It? I just haven't. And I hate that I haven't, so. What's my favorite Joker's card besides Great Malenko? That is Riddlebox. That should be a given. Who that boy? Who him is? And it's Johnny, not John. I apologize about that. Psycho Scrub says, "What up, ninjas?" I'm absolutely hyped for the 4th. And I don't even care if CPN knows what the name and the image is for it. I'm patient. I can wait 30 more days to see for myself. And I kind of like not knowing because it allows me to speculate with y'all and have y'all bounce our thoughts back and forth. I like it. Okay, cool. I didn't know Kung Fu Vampire went on tour with AVK and AMB. Let's see. I gotta keep up with this chat. What up, Echo Side Fiend? I'll be a lot more hyped for the 4th if Mikey Clark is working on it. I had no issues with the production on Missing Link. I liked it. It's good, Psycho Scrub. Yeah, that's what I'm saying, nobody. Shanzi definitely looks sick. He sounds sick. He's sick. He's gonna miss work. In 2017, I heard VIP at the Great Malenko Tour meet and greet is during the opening acts. I have heard that too, and I assume too as well, reading the details about the VIP. Basically, you go in, you go to the merch booth, you let them know you're VIP, they give you your shit, inform you where to go for the meet and greet. So basically, this all happens right as the show's starting, which I'm okay with. I'm going to admit, I don't always enjoy the openers. Although, at the May show, Lords of Chaos opened up, and I saw them at the Riddlebox tour, and they actually won me over. They had full-on, like, awesome presentation. They don't have very many songs, but they went up there with, like, actual, like, poster boards and shit written on them, like real political messages or anti-political messages. I don't know. I just really enjoyed it. Why does the gathering have to be so damn expensive? Well, it's expensive and they still lose money every year, so I could understand why they charge what they charge. Plus, I've heard Jump Steady State, like for Gathering 17, they added the fucking skydivers because they actually sold more tickets than they were expecting. Like they had extra money from ticket sales that they actually added those in. So, you know, as tickets sell and they get extra money, they add events, they add shit to the gathering to make it worth even more money. So that's awesome. Go watch that shit. I'm assuming you're talking about It. I need to see it. I want to see it. If somebody has it, Loan me it. I would love to see it. Yeah, Shanzi, I'm pumped for Straight Jacket. Absolutely, man. I don't know. I want to dig through my CDs and see just how much Straight Jacket has done, because I know the tracks that I really fucking love off of Shapeshifter Prelude were done by Straight Jacket. The songs I like a lot off of Asylum were Straight Jacket. The song The Yard, that was produced by Straight Jacket, man. I think the track Asylum was produced by Straight Jacket. So he got some skills. I'd like to see what he'd do beat wise for ICP and how they would do on one of his beats. What's my top 5 off of Carnival of Carnage? Let's see, definitely Guts on the Ceiling. You have to go with the Juggler. That's a classic. Taste is my shit. I love it. Redneck Co is the shit. What am I at? 3 or 4 here. Never Had It Made is a good one. And of course, your flag, your rebel flag. Of course you will, Echo Side Fiend. You go to Hollywicked every year, and you try to talk me into coming up, and I don't know. I tried this year, and Meg said no. So I didn't just throw you under the bus. I fucking ran you over. But she's my logic, you know. She talks some sense into me, and going all the way up to Detroit for Hollywicked just isn't financially possible. I'm your favorite ICP YouTuber. Thank you, Johnny. I appreciate that. And you're Jason. Well, don't come hack my head off with a machete then, please. Oh, that's cool. R.A. the Rugged Man went down into the crowd with a cordless mic and walked all around the crowd rapping. That's awesome. I have not seen any official dates or locations for Hollowicked. I'm surprised they haven't announced it yet. This is into October already. I mean, sure, it's only the first and second day, but still, by now, usually we know. I'm the Zodiac Killer. You can't prove it. I gotta sub you because for some reason I've never done yet. And I got to go get some sleep for work tomorrow. So peace out. Peace out. Thanks for tuning in. And thanks for the subscription. Go get some sleep. Yeah, they better get on that shit about Hollowicked. Light was first after local opener. Really? Well, that's cool. Because we got who? Big Hoodoo, Light, Ouija Mac. Basically everybody but DJ Clay and ABK that's on the label. So is DJ Clay on the... I don't know. Fucking A. Wait, go to what? You gotta go to fucking ICP. Malenko Tour, Shazi. Get the program.
He has to go.
Yeah, you have to go. You has to. Yep. We're gonna have Comas to date you and throw you in the trunk. Yeah, I remember Hollowicked 08, Echo Side. I remember Hollowicked 08. I fucking ordered tickets and had them in hand before September even hit. And that tour date was the 28th of October in 2008.
Down Georgia?
No, that was Noblesville. Same place we saw American Psycho Tour. What up, Captain Flannel? Light's doing work, got his own meet and greet. I don't know about that one. I feel like if anybody should have their own meet and greet, Big Hoodoo or ABK could pull it off. I don't mean that in a disrespectful way either. I just Light's kind of still in his infancy as far as an artist on Psychopathic goes. He's won me over, but there's still a lot of people that haven't been won over yet. Is there no sound? Can anybody hear me? Everybody hear me? Yeah, see, I agree, Jake. The best intro song was Straight Jacket. 90X was a good one too. See, why do you gotta make me pick songs? My very first concert was Halloween in 2007. October 27th, to be exact. That's why going and seeing Great Malenko VIP would be monumental for me, because it's exactly 10 years from my first concert. My first ICP concert at that.
Can I just say something real quick?
Say it.
The meet and greet's $100, right?
Mm-hmm.
If you take out the hat pin and everything else, merchandise-wise, you're paying less than $100.
Yeah.
To meet ICP.
Mm-hmm.
If you divide that, that's less than 50 each.
Yeah.
So you would pay less to meet Jay and less to meet Shaggy and more to meet Light. How does that make sense?
Good point.
I'm just saying.
Good point.
I'm just saying.
Good point. Shit. Dropping shit. Oh.
I'm just saying. I'm saying.
Yeah, see, I'd like to experience VIP at least once. And that'd be the show. I feel like this is the show to go to. First show was Halloween at 98 at Harpo's. Got Pumpkin Carver CD and flyer for a secret spot to get Dark Lotus Echo Side single. Damn. Lucky motherfucker. See, even if I had gotten into ICP sooner, I would not have had the means, resources, or any of that to go see ICP live until 2005. Because that was when I got my first job of any kind, part-time at that. And I would have been, this is bad. I can't even remember how old I was in 2005. I was 17 in 2005, so I got my first part-time job in 2005. That would be the only way I would have ever been able to go see them, is when that happened. So I still would have missed out on dope-ass shows had I have gotten into ICP sooner. That's why I just need a time machine. I can go back and see all those shows and say, yeah, I come back to the present and be like, yeah, I was at that show. Yeah. Yeah, dude, I was totally there for Carnival of Carnage in the early 90s. Dude, you were like 4. I know, but I was there. See, Malenko Tour lineup went Locals, Light, Rugged Man, and lastly ICP. And yes, they did the entire album, including album intro minus phone skits. Why would they minus the phone skits? The phone skits are hilarious. I mean, I've got my mic all the way up on my OBS studio, so on my end, there's not much more. I could speak up. How about that? How about I talk louder?
Catch me outside.
Catch me outside. How about that?
How about that?
Echo Side Fiend, how you gonna contradict yourself like that? Light is pretty dope so far. His album is awesome. I haven't listened to it much yet, but the few times I have, I've enjoyed it immensely. I thought he was dope. I think he is dope. Not an afterthought. I think he is dope. Now, Ouija Mac may take a little bit. I've went and listened to some Swag Tooth, and I watched the live performance of him at the March, and I don't know. Maybe when I watched that footage, I wasn't open minded enough. So I don't know. We'll see. I have a feeling Ouija Mac's not gonna click for me. Which that's okay, right? I don't have to like everything. Contrary to what everybody believes that I just listen to whatever the fuck I'm told to, whatever Big Daddy J tells me to, because I'm a nut writer. Let's see, the light VIP is to help him out with loot. Psychopathic acts don't get paid anymore. Opening for ICP. Then you say they don't draw anyone. ICP doesn't draw, so no pay. Okay. I'm sure they would get a percentage, though, from ICP's ticket sales, right? I don't know how that works. I'm not in that business, so I couldn't tell you. I was down with the clown before they were clowns. Technically, yes. If I took a time machine back to when I was born, yes, that would be very true. Which I don't know why the fuck I would go back to 1988. I guess so I could experience that year. All right, January 26th. Just was born yesterday. Let's see how the rest of this year plays out. uh, see, I want to see ICP Live. Respect Psycho Scrub. Wasn't born soon enough to catch Inner City Posse. Me neither. I mean, just when I sit back and think about Carnival Carnage, Ringmaster, and Riddlebox, like those albums, and think about what I was doing at that point in time, is mind blowing. Like 1994 was when we moved from Parker City to Utah for the first time, and I was 6 years old. I can barely even fucking remember that. I do remember it was in June because I just finished kindergarten, and then we fucking moved to Utah. And I was a shy ass kid. I'm still pretty bashful, but I remember hating it because I was shy. So I think back to that, and it's like just crazy to me, just absolutely mind boggling. In '95, I think it was '95 or '96. '96, I believe it was when we moved from Logan, Utah to Pleasant Grove, Utah. And then it was when we lived in Pleasant Grove that ICP got introduced to my sister. So I don't know. It makes me feel weird to think about then. So let's see. There's probably a kid out there that did see Carnival when they were 4 years old. Generations of Juggalos. That would be the shit. To be able to say you saw Carnival of Carnage, but don't even remember because you were so fucking young. Flavor am I drinking? Right now I am empty, but I brought the jug with me. We are drinking Arizona sweet tea. No Faygo this month. I'm breaking character, but the character is more of a concept than an actual character. That made no fucking sense. I don't know what I'm saying. The character doesn't mean that I only drink Faygo. The character means that I work for the Dark Carnival. I deliver Faygo. I deliver freshness. That's what I try to do with my videos. There you go. And as any good drug dealer will tell you, if you are using your own shit that you're trying to sell, you got nothing to sell. So there you have it. Scroll back up, scroll back up. Child's Play Ninja, what up? I totally mocked you at the beginning of my live stream, and I don't take it back. I'm not sorry. Aaron Rowe, I could have caught them all. I was born in '88. What do you mean you could have caught them all? I was born in 88 and I didn't catch them all. I still haven't caught all the Pokemon either. Whoop whoop, DC, glad I could catch a stream. Just dropping by to show love. Keep doing you, fam. Much love. What up, Hatchet Reviews? Thanks for that. Got a bootleg copy of Basement Cuts in '89 and it was on. Jesus, how old are you, Psycho Scrub? That's well, hey, I would go back to '98 too, even as an adult. '98 was actually a good year because my mom got a child support settlement from my oldest brother's dad because he has a different dad. He's technically my half brother, but not technically. He is my half brother. So that year was a good year. That was when we got our Nintendo 64. That's when we got Mario Kart, Snowboard Kids. We didn't get GoldenEye, but neighbor friends had it, so played the shit out of it, man. '98 was a great year. Got my Yo Mega X Brain, if you guys fucking remember that shit. So, '98 was a great year as a kid. Oh, God. CPN. The reason he wants to go back to '98 is something happened in wrestling that year. I only watched wrestling from 2004. I take that back, 2005 till parts of 2006. Then I just stopped watching it. And the only reason I started watching it because there wasn't much to watch on television in New Zealand, and wrestling kind of fulfilled that for me. So I watched for a very short time. Actually, in the early 2000s, where there was a kid in school that absolutely followed wrestling like no other, and I used to fucking talk shit about him because wrestling I thought was fucking stupid as a kid. And I give it its props for what it is today, but I still don't really care for it. Let's see. I would go back in time with winning lotto numbers, definitely. That's the shit. Captain Flannel, there's a guy in KC with a DeLorean that's made up like Back to the Future. That'd be cool. Echo Side Fiend. Graduated high school in '96. Damn, you are old. It's cool though. You're a cool person. What kind of sweet tea? Is this product placement? Do I get paid for this shit? Arizona. Ah, I see where you're going with that now. I gotcha. Favorite Faygo is still cotton candy. Second favorite would have to definitely be cream soda. Let's see. '96, I was 3. Haha, I was chilling. Nothing else. So, yeah, shit. Juggalo Konku is the same age as you, Megs.
Who? Oh, yeah.
Because if he was 3 in '96, it makes him born in '93, like you.
Twinsies.
A lot of people think that the DC means I live in DC. Absolutely not. Dark Carnival Faygo guy. Then Captain Flannel graduated in '92. Holy shit. I have no recollection of '92, like at all. I don't even remember that fucking year. I very vaguely remember '94. Probably. I'm gonna say probably parts of '93, and really the only memories I have. I do remember going to the local video store, and we rented a Super Nintendo, and we rented Jurassic Park. It might have been a Sega now that I'm thinking about it. I think it was a Sega because we rented Jurassic Park and Aladdin. I think yeah, it was a Sega. It wasn't the six. It wasn't the Super. It was a Sega. Just killed 10 cans of Faygo. Jesus, you're probably belching like no other. Psycho Scrub is 34, 6 years old when he got the bootleg from his uncle. Damn. Megs was 3 the first time Echo Side Fiend saw ICP. Damn. No, I wasn't watching in 98 when The Undertaker threw Mankind off Hell in a Cell through the Spanish announce table. Not at all. Actually, in 98, what was I? What would I have been watching? 98? I think Beast Wars. I think Beast Wars was pretty popular back then. I didn't watch a lot of TV around what's the time frame? Well, I'd say 94 to 99. I didn't watch a lot of TV. When I lived in Utah, I didn't watch a lot of TV. When we moved back to Indiana, I did start watching TV because cornfields and shit. Not a whole lot to do. Which is crazy because I actually love the cornfields now. Although I do remember one time going through a cornfield and like stopping dead in my tracks because there was a fucking spider web with a big nasty fucking spider on it. That scared me. That was the last time I went running through it recklessly.
What happened?
I almost walked into a fucking spider web with a nasty ass spider. Big nasty one.
How big?
Like big.
How big?
Like leg span from the diameter of the entire spider from leg to leg across. Maybe 6 inches.
Like bigger than a quarter?
Yes.
Ooh.
Big nasty fucker. You damn right it's Arizona. I actually prefer Arnold Palmer's, but they were all out at work, so I just got regular sweet tea, and I've been making lemonade and mixing them. Da, 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 da. Brooklyn Menace did the dopest live stream ever committed by a Juggalo YouTuber. I was, if it's the same one I'm thinking of, I was part of that chat. He was testing some shit out. Go back in time with 20 and 17 documentary on Faygo lovers. I've been seeing your documentaries. I actually, I'd like to peep those out. Captain Flannel, if you had to have guessed, how old would you have thought Megs was? Oh yeah, John, monster shout out to CPN, can't wait for the video. First of all, CPN, fuck you for leaving that cliffhanger like that, man. You had me all hype, like when you started talking sound bits and whatnot, and like, I don't want to say incriminating, but you had that fucking evidence of some shit being said, and I'm like, yeah, this is gonna be a juicy live stream. And you're like, but that'll be its own standalone video, and I'm just like, so hopefully that comes out fucking soon, because I want to hear this shit. Captain Flannel barely remembers 92 as well. Fun times. That is either a lot of alcohol or a lot of drugs. Or a lot of sex. Or a lot of all of the above. Still remember where I was. Okay, Hell in a Cell. I'm skipping over the wrestling stuff. What'd you say? No, I didn't hear you legitimately.
No. If you wanted to hear me, you should have had me on your finger. Oh, bird.
Oh, shit. Oh, so Captain Flannel thinks he says you look younger than you are.
Yeah, he's making me blush over here.
Yeah, most people actually think that I look older than I am. It's probably the beard. Da-da-da. What's my honest answer about Blase Rose? If you elaborate a little more on that, I would love to answer.
She's
I mean, like everything from her being announced to leaving, or even being at the march. I guess is that the thoughts that you were wondering? New Zealand Juggalo guy was all about Michael Jackson until he heard Teen Spirit. For some reason, I don't fully believe that. I don't know why. I don't peg you for a Jackson fan. Jake live stream almost the whole day. Yeah, you did the Jacob King, I think. Is that the name? There was a live stream from the Juggalo Family Love Facebook group that I watched a couple of the streams of. No, actually, I haven't ran. I don't run backwards through cornfields butt naked, but I have taken a shit in a cornfield because that part-time job that I was telling you guys about in 2005. I worked there in 2005, 2006, 2007, and 2008. It was a seasonal job. It was a haunted corn maze is what it was, called the One Fun Farm. I'm gonna say, I guess, kind of still in business. I guess the last 2 years they haven't been open, so I have no idea what's going on. I was actually hoping to go down there this year after the Malenko tour, the next day after the Malenko tour, and go through a fucking corn maze. It was awesome. I got to scare the shit out of people, but I have shit in a cornfield because I just couldn't get away to go use the porta potty.
and you shit on the side of my house.
Yes, I've done that too. Was it the actual live stream? Well, the one I watched, he was doing a test. He was testing it out and getting familiar with his OBS studio, or his broadcaster that he has. And rare footage. You have officially piqued my curiosity, and I'm definitely gonna peep that shit out. I need to pull that window back up though, because when it is time to leave this live stream, I need to be able to have that window ready. Yes, everything. Okay, when Blase Rose was first announced, I didn't think much of it. New artist, I'll give it a shot. Give them a shot. Got the free CD at the ICP seminar that Saturday. Went back to our tent. We had a few hours to kill before we went to any of the concerts. And I'm just going to pull it out real quick. More product placement for you guys. I pulled out my speaker that I took with us, hooked it up, and listened to the CD. And I liked what I heard. I was enjoying what I heard. White Lights was the shit. Broken was okay. Tommy was awesome. Raped at 15 was okay. The Toolbox was very different, very chilling. I liked what I heard. I get back home, I learned that not everybody was liking her. In fact, there was a lot of fucking hatred for her. And that's why I made the My Two Cents video, so much hate for Blase Rose. Because, I was enjoying what I was hearing, having a great time at my first gathering. I come back, I'm on this fucking high, and everybody's just like shitting all over Blase Rose, and it just kind of killed my buzz, and it pissed me off. So I had support for her because I, for the most part, enjoyed the EP. I bought it, even though I got a free version of it. I bought the actual EP when they released it, and was waiting for more material to come out. I dug what she did on If We Were a Gang. Actually, I think that's like the best content I've heard from her. She killed it in If We Were a Gang. The whole shit of her getting dropped from the label pops off. She was on Instagram, Twitter, being salty as fuck towards Psychopathic. Understandable, I get it. You just got let go from the label. But the way it just kept persisting and the shit talking kept going, I just, you know, unfollowed her. Now, if she came back, I would still give her a shot. And I'm honestly still a little curious to check out her music if she puts anything out because, again, I enjoyed most of what I've heard from her. So I have no hard feelings towards her. I simply unfollowed her because she was talking some shit. I also did my video Blase Rose versus Psychopathic because when I first heard she got let go, I had messaged her on Twitter saying that I was hoping she was still going to go to the Dark Carnival Games convention and perform at the after parties because I had yet to see her live and wanted to see her live. She stated that she didn't think it was going to happen, and that's exactly how she said it. She didn't think. She's like, not likely, because I said, are you still going to go? She said, not likely. Like, so she's telling me no, even though in the statement that ICP and Psychopathic put out about her being let go, they stated in their statement that she was still going to perform at the Dark Carnival Games convention, at the Juggalo Canadian Weekend, and I believe the March they even said she was going to be at. So when it all came out that she wasn't going to go, and she was blaming it on them, saying that they dropped her from those shows, it was very conflicting. So I went with the one that I trusted the most, Psychopathic Records, and her saltiness. I unfollowed her, and I made my video to point out what I had communicated with her versus what she's saying. So that to me was me trying to show what I had, present what I had about the situation. And she messaged me again on Twitter unhappy, and I just simply said, the final message I've ever sent to her was a thumbs up because she was, I don't even remember what the fuck she said, but I just unfollowed her. I'm not gonna follow something or someone who's going to bash something I love. I have better things to fill my feed with. So that's where I am right now with Blase Rose. I heard she was at the march. I think that's awesome that she didn't let that situation ruin her overall Juggalo love. I think it's awesome that she was there. So that's that's my 2 cents on current situations or standings or current thoughts on Blase Rose. So there you go. All right, I'm gonna scroll back up because I rambled on a couple minutes about Blase Rose. Yeah, okay, there we go.
Keep asking why Meg's not in your life hangout.
During Riddlebox tour, I never seen a more dead crowd than when Blase Rose was on. Yeah, a lot of people weren't happy with her. Where are you seeing this at? Let me just scroll down real quick and see it.
What?
What? If you want to come be in the live stream, come over here and be in the live stream. Okay, that's what I thought. I thought you were Jacob King. So I watched some of your live streaming. I kind of stuck with Faygo Lovers because they were kind of like right up front. But I did bounce around and through different live streams, and yours was one of them. Hey, that's right. When you gotta poop, you gotta poop.
Not on the side of someone's house.
Hey. Better than pooping in a Ziploc baggie. Who do I like more, Big Hoodoo or ABK? That's a little bit of an unfair comparison as one has more albums out. So let's go by this. Do I like Hatchet Warrior more than Crystal Skull? Yes, I like Hatchet Warrior more. If we go by their sophomore albums, that's tough because Asylum was pretty good, really good, but so was Dirty History. I'm just gonna say ABK because there's more albums that I can go off of to say I like ABK more. Because I don't know, when somebody asks me who do you like better, that to me is kind of like if you could only have these CDs or these CDs, which one do you choose? So I would go with ABK because, he has more, and I like more of I like multiple of his albums. So whenever I'm faced with a choice like that, that's how I work it out in my head. Okay, yeah, that's what I thought. The Juggalo Family Love group was what you streamed to. Yeah, most of the time my shit is not very solid. That comes from being lactose intolerant. There's a lot of dairy out there. Took Mackinhost forever to follow me back on Twitter. Dope haunted attraction called The Haunt. Taking my friend Aaron from California to it on the Friday before Hallowicked. A ton of juggalos work at it too. Can't wait. Sounds like my kind of place. How do I feel about Lex the Hexmaster? I've actually touched on Lex when he was first announced, and I've given him multiple shots. I'm just not clicking with him. Just not clicking with him. I don't really care for the way he raps. I have nothing personal uh, dislikes about him other than that. Like, I'm not gonna hate on him. He does his thing. I just personally don't care for his music. Let's see. I marched with Blase for a little minute. Got that signature on my march site. Nice. Every new artist gets hate, especially with the Twizzler split, but with Blase it was different. Yeah, I noticed that. But definitely, ever since Twisted left, it's just been like Big Hoodoo, man. The hate he got was just totally uncalled for because everybody's all like, "Oh, just trying to replace Twisted. This is Twisted's replacement." It's like, no, 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 no. This has been in the works for a while, and the reason I can say that and confidently say that is because he was in the Cipher 4 under the name Doe Dubla. So he was already like rubbing elbows with everybody at Psychopathic Records. So it's very believable that they had Big Hoodoo's concept in the making for 2 years, which would mean that's prior to Twisted leaving. So when everybody says, "Oh, this is Twisted's replacement," nah, bad timing on for Big Hoodoo. That was bad timing altogether. Jay and Blase are still together. They was in the candy store in New York together the day before the march. That's purely speculation. I've seen the photo. The photo doesn't, to me, it doesn't prove anything. It's blurry, so I can't assume nothing. The ICP in stores, the haunted house in stores were dope as fuck. That's one of the things I'd be going back in time and experiencing for sure. Jake, the rumor is that she's back with Jay. I asked her at the march if she got pissed. That sounds like her.
It's because she's broken.
She's broken! Do you like ABK's albums or Big Hoodoo's albums? Man, we just talked about this. I like ABK's. ABK's got a flow that I like. There's something about the way he raps that I enjoy. Licht and all. So that's kind of why I'm excited to hear some new shit from him. And here's the thing, though. I've listened to his stuff he puts out on Native World. I feel like I don't want to say anything like too degrading. But I feel like the production work he gets when he's on Psychopathic is like up here versus on Native World a little lower. So that's why I'm excited for some new Psychopathic content to come out. So it's not a rumor, my ninja. They are. I can't put it out how I know, but it's a legit source. Okay. Still purely speculation to me. And even if they are dating, it's none of my fucking concern. I will say this. What the fuck was Jay thinking? Sugar Slam is way hotter. I think I seen you comment on Best Friends at Birth reaction videos of Ice P. Pretty cool. Seeing her watch Ice P. And actually give it a shot and actually get it. I've actually commented on several. I'm trying to get on there and comment, and I've actually got a video idea revolving around that. Basically, to take every question she's asked in her videos and do like a Ask a Juggalo kind of segment or whatever, response, if you will. Just answering every question she's ever had. I know Callie Green Too Fresh from Carnival Spirits wants to interview her. I have no idea what's going on with that. I don't know if he's reached out to her, but that's cool too. I'd like to see that interview. But I basically had a similar thought of, reaching out to her, but doing a reverse interview instead of asking her questions, being like, just have her ask me questions or ask the Juggalos questions like that. Because she seems genuinely curious about the scene. Yep, exactly how I feel. Scotch Misfit. Even if they are a couple, who gives a fuck? I don't. Blase should come back as her original name, Tippy, and spit the wicked shit. Sure. Let's see. What's my favorite ABK song? Last Chance, hands down. Second favorite. I'm gonna throw out the second favorite for you guys. That's tough. Nervous. I like Nervous. I like Nervous a lot. Both off of Medicine Bag, so. Who gives a fuck? I give a fuck. Becky is my girl's friend. ABK's albums don't do much for me, but live he kills it. So much energy and stage presence. See, I don't know. I dig his albums. ABK was never my least favorite psychopathic artist. Actually, I'm pretty sure I've mentioned it before, but Blaze was always my least favorite psychopathic artist. Yeah, she is hotter. She is, man. I don't particularly like skinny girls though. I like Sugar Slam. She's curvy in all the right areas, and I better keep that a little quiet. Might get in the doghouse. I love how Amy's in the Attic sounds. Me too. Wicked fucking song. I am sure her friends care, but for those who don't know her or Jay, it's none of my biz. Exactly, Scottish. DC and Friends at Birth collab sounds dope to me. The Nobody Man says Lyric Kane is dope. I don't know. I've never even reached out to her. I've never even seen her reply to any of my comments on there. I've actually had other people comment either agreeing, strongly disagreeing, and one person that completely went against what I said, which I'm glad that just came up because we're talking about ABK. I commented on the Last Chance video. I remember hearing, I don't know where I heard this. That's why I deleted the comment because I don't remember. I didn't have the proper evidence to support my claim, so I just went ahead and deleted it because I didn't want to put misinformation out there. But I had commented about how ABK had lost his parents when he was 13 in a car crash. Did I hear that wrong? That's what I remember hearing happened to his parents. But somebody else commented and said, no, 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 his parents are fine. Then somebody else said that his mom apparently died from some kind of a sickness, I think cancer maybe, but his dad was still alive. I don't know what I heard then. So that was one comment that like I had like 3 or 4 responses from where people were like, no, 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 like I was apparently way off, so I just I just deleted it. Oh, yeah, she is. Seeing your comments in there too. Nobody, man. Whoop whoop. My number one favorite ABK song is Hey Y'all. Hey Y'all's a good one. Hey Y'all's actually the first ABK song that I really heard and liked because of the Psychopathic The Videos DVD that I got in 2008, early 2008, as I hadn't yet discovered ABK at that point. At that point, it was ICP, Twisted, Dark Lotus, and a tad tiny weeny bit of Boondocks. So I hadn't even discovered ABK in early 2008, or Blaze, or Riders. ABK is great live. I love seeing ABK live. Anybody else be interested in hearing a new Riders album? ICP, Light, Hoodoo, Killjoy, and Vanilla Ice. I've actually made a video about this. I would love to see a new Riders, and there's no reason there can't be a new Riders. Actually, the comparison I gave in that video was if you look at the If We Were a Gang cipher, that is the current Riders roster. Of course, now since that video, that changes because Blase Rose. Well, I stated that in the video. Blase Rose, you'd have to take her out, but at this point now, you would have to add Ouija Mac. But based off of If We Were a Gang, I think Riders would still be dope as fuck. Played Last Chance for my mom's anniversary of her death since 2002. It's a very touching song, for sure.
That and Young Wicked's Bramwell song.
Yeah, and Young Wicked's gone. Shrek versus Papa John. Who would win? Like Papa John from the Papa John's Pizza? Shrek, hands down. Then again, I don't know. Maybe Shrek would stop to eat the pizza and turns out the pizza's poisoned. Ah, maybe. It's possible. ICP, Light, Hoodoo, and Ouija will be the next supergroup, I think. If that's even on their mind. I don't know if that's even on their mind. I want to see more Killjoy Club because they talked about that at the gathering last year. That they were supposed to hit the studio November and record a new Killjoy Club album. Don't know why that's not happened yet. It needs to. Gang related is the ABK Jam. I've actually got a video idea behind that song. Because as soon as the Gang label happened, I stopped listening to Gang related. But I've recently come to a new conclusion or epiphany, if you will, about the song that I almost made a video out of. So I don't know yet. I don't feel like it's full on video worth, so maybe I'll just talk about it right now. But basically, I stopped listening to gang related because of the whole if you rip a hatchet man, you in a gang, and your ass better be ready to do that thing. You know, that whole bit, everybody throws that out that Jay said that shit. But, Shanzi and others have pointed out also that in the same song, he also mentions that ABK chews holes in the floor at the studio. So you have to take that in mind, and then listening to Shaggy when Shaggy finally comes in and he's all, you just might be, in spite of your own knowledge of it, a gangsta. He starts rambling off some random shit. You dilapidated motherfucker. There's nothing serious about what he's doing there. So that's kind of like the whole point is you have to remember the song isn't. People take it too serious. So, should Gang Related be remixed and re released? No, I don't think it should. Yeah, see, that's definitely not. I just covered that all in like less than a minute, so definitely making a video solely talking about it is a waste. But basically, I'm stating that there's no reason to throw out that Gang Related exists because it was a song purely out of entertainment or for entertainment purposes. I had it. Hey y'all, the same way. Not my mom, me, Jason, had it the same way. Shrek because he has donkey. Yeah, so I'm saying Psycho Scrub. Jay did say at the last ICP seminar that they were going to do a new Killjoy. And also, Faygo Lovers conducted an interview with DJ Paul where he said that they were going to be coming, that him and Crunchy Black were supposed to be coming up to Detroit in November to record it. So, my only assumption of what happened was at that point in time, Young Wicked was still the engineer. So, maybe they were planning on having Young Wicked be more involved in the new Killjoy Club album. And since everything that happened with him happened, that project either fell on the back burner or completely just fell off altogether and they decided we're not going to do it. But that's a big misconception anyways of Young Wicked is part of Killjoy Club. He's not technically part of Killjoy Club. He's just in Killjoy Club. I don't even think he produced any tracks for the album. He was just in it. He sang the hooks, did some verses. He wasn't even credited as being a part of it. Like the front of it doesn't even say ICP, Young Wicked, and the Mafia 6. It says ICP and the Mafia 6. So he's not technically a part of Killjoy Club. So, all right. Let's see. ABK is easily one of my faves. His native funk wicked shit is fire. Yep, I agree. I like it. The FBI thing made me like that song tenfold. I stopped listening to it for a little bit because I was one of those people where it was kind of like this is ICP with their foot in their mouths. But ultimately, I realized it's fucking entertainment. It's just like psychopathic writers. You don't take it too serious. Which I think is funny too because when you listen to Eat Shit and Die, and it's Who I Be, fucking Bullet says right in there that FBI list, we own it. Same fucking year, Juggalos get announced as a fucking gang on the FBI list. It's crazy. It's Bullet's fault. There you go. He jinxed us. He's the one that caused that shit. Let's see. Stoked out of my skull for Shapeshifter, as am I. And I'm actually knowing that there's a Possessed album completed. I'm excited for that too. Because I thought that was full on scrap. The 6 bonus tracks from Medicine Bag were supposed to be the 6 tracks he had for Possessed. So I'm excited for that to hopefully someday see the light of day, as well as Shapeshifter. Shrek versus Goku in an eating contest, who would win? That would be Goku, because Goku can eat like a fucking pig. If they pay the bill, the place where they eat. You guys remember that time, the first? It wasn't the first martial arts tournament, but the first one that Goku and Krillin participated in, where Jackie Chun, who was actually Master Roshi, won the tournament, and they went afterwards to celebrate and eat. But they ate so much that the bill cost exactly what the grand prize winnings were. So Master Roshi had to give up all his fucking prize money to pay the bill same day. Shit was hilarious. Well, it's 11:25. The chat seems to have slowed way down. Probably folks hitting the hay. I don't know if I'll hit the hay or stay up a little bit longer or not. But with the chat slowing down, I think this may be a decent stopping point or ending point for this Faygo break. So, basically, I use the Faygo breaks to kick it with the chat, but I also talk a little bit about upcoming projects. We got The Road and Other True Stories by Jumpsteady. That review is going to drop on the 11th. Medicine Bag is on the 19th. Cryptic Collection 2 is on the 22nd. And Freak Show will be on the 31st. Those reviews are coming this month. I did want to talk a little bit about Synchro Float. I know there are people that enjoy that series, and I do typically do like a season finale, if you will, once fall hits. But because of me switching to third shift, I've missed like the last 4 or 5 weeks of Synchro Float. I know I want to do them. I want to finish it off, but Sunday night or Saturday night at 6 p.m., which is when I used to do the live streams, I just don't have the motivation to do it. So I don't know what's going to become of the rest of season 2 of Synchro Float, or if I'll just pick it back up next year. At this point, it's in the air. I mean, it's getting colder out, so I'm not finding myself desiring to drink a float. But I feel like I've left everybody hanging, especially those that enjoy the series. So at this point, I don't know if I will do the final 2 or 3 flavors. I've got the ice cream. We actually, Megs' dad said we could use his deep freezer, so we actually got a few extra flavors of ice cream stashed away in a deep freezer to have them ready for the next flavors. I just haven't gotten around to doing it. So at this point, I'm gonna say, because I haven't, and it's already past the first day of fall, I don't know that I'm going to do it, but who knows? I may get a wild burr up my ass and decide to do the last few flavors of Faygo floats. But I wanted to at least mention that and what has happened. Basically, ever since I started thirds, just everything content wise has kind of gone like this. I've done less videos than I was expecting. So I wanted to touch on that, but the reviews, they will definitely happen. No ifs, ands, or buts. And of course, we do the Faygo breaks first of the month, so you'll be seeing another Faygo break on the 1st of November. Anyway, thank you guys for watching this live stream right now. Everybody that was in the chat, even Megs, even though she was kind of there off and on. She's actually gone now. So thank you guys to everybody in the chat for joining me, and I will see you guys on the next Faygo break.